Hey, so let's dive into something that's, well, pretty fundamental. How are we actually preparing our kids for the future? We get so focused on grades and test scores, but what about the skills they really need to handle the real world? To be independent, capable, and just happy. It really all starts by asking ourselves one big question.
And this is the question, isn't it? It is so easy to get caught up in that cycle of homework, tests, and report cards. But if you just take a step back and think about it, is the end goal for them to ace a test, or is it for them to build a successful, fulfilling life? Well, this explainer is all about that second part.
This line from our source material just says it all. This is our North Star for today. These aren't just soft skills or some kind of optional extras. No, they are absolutely essential. They are the very foundation that a child is going to build their entire future on.
Okay, so we've broken these 12 skills down into 3 main pillars. Our very first one is all about self-reliance. I'm talking about the practical, hands-on stuff that lets a kid take care of themselves and their own space. It's all about fostering that deep sense of personal responsibility right from the get-go.
So, under this pillar, we've got 4 key skills. Being able to whip up a simple meal, keeping their own stuff tidy, handling their own clothes, and even learning how to sew on a button. Each one of these is a small, but believe me, a really powerful step toward true independence.
Just think for a second about what a simple skill like cooking actually teaches. Sure, knowing how to make a sandwich or some noodles means they won't go hungry, but it goes way deeper. It teaches them about nutrition, about patience, and it lays the groundwork for a lifetime of healthy habits. It is literally empowerment on a plate.
All right, let's move on to our second pillar. So if self-reliance is all about doing, this next set of skills is all about thinking. These are the mental tools kids need to manage their time, their money, and, all the curveballs life is going to throw their way.
So here, we're really focusing on that internal operating system that helps a child make smart choices. This means things like prioritizing tasks, understanding the basics of money, figuring out problems on their own, and maybe the most important one of all, building resilience. And this is such a brilliant way to teach a big concept like prioritization. It starts with a simple rule that we all know: work before play. This basic structure teaches discipline, it teaches delayed gratification, and it teaches the fundamentals of time management that, let's be honest, will serve them for their entire lives.
Money management. Oh, this is a huge one. It's not just about giving them an allowance, it's about teaching the actual difference between saving and spending. Saving teaches them to plan for things they want in the future, while smart spending teaches them to make choices about what they need right now. You need both. And that brings us to resilience, which is really about teaching kids that it is okay to fail. A bad grade, losing a game, making a mistake, these are not the end of the world. They're just data points. Resilience is that mental muscle that helps them learn from that data and then try again, but this time a little stronger and a little smarter.
And that brings us to our final pillar, skills for a kind heart. Because look, being self-reliant and mentally sharp is amazing, but it's not the whole picture without the ability to connect with other people and to understand yourself. This is all about social and emotional intelligence.
So in this bucket, we've got the real cornerstones of great relationships. Communicating clearly, having genuine empathy, respecting yourself through personal care, and emotional intelligence, which is really just the ability to understand and manage your own feelings and recognize them in other people too.
And let's be really clear about something. Empathy and kindness are not just about being nice. They're the absolute foundation of a strong character. These are the skills that allow us to build trust, to work together, and to form those meaningful relationships that bring so much joy and success throughout life. So, as we start to pull all this together, we come right back to that central idea. The ultimate goal isn't a report card full of A's. The goal is to raise a well-rounded human being who's self-reliant, mentally sharp, and emotionally intelligent. It's about getting them ready for the beautiful messiness of life itself. This line is just the perfect summary, isn't it? It's a call to action for every single one of us. Parents, teachers, mentors. Our job is to give kids a toolkit that helps them navigate every single challenge and every opportunity long after they've walked out of the classroom for the last time.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Looking at this whole list, from cooking to resilience to empathy, don't get overwhelmed. Just ask yourself, what is the one skill you can start working on with a child in your life starting today? Because every single small lesson is just one more building block for a capable, confident future. So let's start building.